If you are living in America, worried about the erosion of our political, legal, public safety, and social system, and contemplating a move to Europe, you might find yourself bombarded with a sea of opinions, most of which are based on hearsay, brief internet research, or fleeting visits. You may have to make a significant decision, and discerning valuable advice from mere speculation can be challenging. Perhaps I can help here because I've lived for over 25 years across various European countries, and the same in different states in the US. I hope to offer my perspective based on extensive personal experience. The big question is there any European country where Americans can feel comfortable, not just as tourists or for a one-year stay, but for the long term? To help answer this, I've made 9 simple maps, each highlighting important factors to consider before making your move. Blue is what helps integration, and red stands for what makes it more difficult. The first map shows the annual sunshine hours across Europe. This is more important than you may think, because some regions are as cold and cloudy as Alaska. Areas with the least sunshine, shown in red, get about 1,500 hours yearly, which is much less than Seattle, known for its rain and clouds, and has 2,100 hours, or even Anchorage at 2,000. Photos and videos of London, Brussels, and Copenhagen often show blue skies and sunshine, but this is rare. Only the very blue areas on the map have about 2,500 hours, which is more close to the US average. Then we look at the cost of living, which varies widely. Switzerland, marked in red, is one of the most beautiful and best organized countries in the world. But it's not only about impossible to relocate to, it's also very expensive. Too expensive for most of us. In contrast, the Balkans, shown in blue, have living costs about half the US average. The third map delves into cultural vibes that could influence our ability to integrate. In northwestern Europe, there's a prevailing stoicism that might appear as distant to Americans. We see the English with their dry, restrained stoicism, the pragmatic stoicism in Germanic and Scandinavian countries, Austria's traditional stoicism, and Switzerland's neutral and somewhat boring stoicism. This overall stoic attitude might be misunderstood as aloof or cold. On the other hand, the Balkans exhibit a warmer, more robust and resilient culture, somewhat similar to that in Mexico, which might come across as confrontational. The fourth map highlights the role of family relationships. In countries like Italy, close-knit family connections can make it challenging for outsiders to fit in. On the other hand, in societies that value individualism, such as the Netherlands, people often have more opportunities to connect with those outside their immediate family. However, it's important to keep in mind that even in these countries, integrating as a foreigner can be difficult. Language barriers shown on the fifth map are key to integration. English-speaking countries like the UK and Ireland are easy, but learning Greek or Finnish can be very difficult. It's important to know that Spanish is generally considered one of the easiest languages to learn. Map 6 highlights national pride, with France's strong cultural identity standing out. The French often prefer their own language and culture, so Americans might need to embrace sophistication and elegance if they want to blend in. And they will never be fully accepted as French in the way Americans accept naturalized immigrants as Americans. The seventh map shows the degree of culture shock you might face, from somewhat familiar northwestern Europe to quite different southern Europe to very different Eastern Europe. And remember, in all of Europe, everything tends to be smaller. Houses, cars, seats, and even meal portions. The eighth map discusses expat percentages, ranging from 0.7% in Ireland to 0.02% in the Balkans. Note, though, that many expats are there for work, so these figures don't necessarily reflect personal preferences. The ninth and final map looks at how welcoming locals are, with Spain standing out for its hospitality. I have not included job market data, assuming that's sorted for most prospective expats. When considering all these factors equally, Spain emerges as a compelling choice, offering a balance of climate, cost, culture, and community. Within Spain, places like Madrid and Valencia are often recommended. This is just a starting point. Your ideal place in Europe will depend on your personal preferences, and I hope this overview helps you find a European home that feels right for you.